My name is Hassan.
Grade 5.
Recorded.
Grade 5, Abu Bakr. From WTB branch. Abdul Hadi from Canal branch.
Which I am from WT branch.
Abdul Hadi from WTP branch.
Miss Canal branch.
Hmm?
Teacher, my name is Tehreem Farna from WT branch.
Tehreem Fatima, WTB branch. Other students, tell me your names.
Mohammed Hassan.
Miss Unaima Sija from WTB branch.
Muhammad Hassan from WTB branch.
Yes.
Unaima Shuja from WTB branch.
What's your name?
Unaima Shuja.
Please write your names on comments.
Marosh Nadeem from WTB branch.
Mahroz Nadeem. Umaima Shuja. WTB branch. Mahrosh Abu Bakr Munib. ठीक है, done. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students are present. Abdul Hadi, which branch are you from? Okay, class. Everyone would open your English A sheet number 1. Everyone, all of you have opened?
Miss, I don't have English B.
Those who have
English
English A,
B.
okay, those who have English A activity folders, open it. Because today we will do read fantasy fiction activity sheet number 1. Okay, so let's discuss. Why do we protect animals? Do you know, everyone, why do we protect animals? Do you know, everyone? Anyone?
टीचर बुक्स कहाँ से मिलेगी सारी?
This is basically an activity folder. Didn't you get your activity folder yet?
No, miss, I just have B. Activity book B.
Okay,
Teacher,
so
मेरे
I will
पास भी
share
English
pictures with
folder
you.
है.
Okay, I will share these pictures with you.
Okay, miss.
Okay, class. So think about the terms. Let's discuss the terms. What are species? Species are a specific kind of something. Okay. For example, in animals, in biology, they are specific kind of groups or specific kind of members. Okay. Next word is extinct. What is extinct, everyone? Extinct are basically those species that are no longer in existence, जो अभी तक exist नहीं करते, जो खत्म हो गए. So those animals are extinct or species are extinct, though those are not found in today's time. Okay, those are permanently inactive, जो अभी मौजूद ना हो, जो died मर चुके हैं, especially having died out, leaving no living representatives, जो बिल्कुल खत्म हो गए हैं. For example, dinosaurs are extinct now, extinct animals now. Habitat. What is habitat, everyone? Do you know what is habitat?
Animals live.
Yes.
Habitat area within an animal lives.
हमारा भी habitat होता है.
Yes. So it's a type of environment where, yes, it's a type of environment where living things or
Yes.
organisms do live. Next, we have endangered. What is endangered species? Okay,
Endangered.
endangered means that any species or any animals or any kind of living things who are in a very small number, जो बहुत कम number में है, that the species is at risk of extinction, जो जिनका खतरा है कि वो खत्म हो जाएंगे. For example, if we have white tigers in Pakistan's jungle, and they are in a very small number, and if they died out, that means they will be extinct one day, कि खत्म हो जाएंगे वो. So endangered means having a risk of being died out or extinction. Sound of hooves. What are hooves?
वो कर रहा हूँ करो पोजीशन लेके जाते हैं
Tell me, everyone.
Miss what?
Have you understood the meanings? Species, extinct.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, next our word is sound of hooves. Okay,
What is moose?
it's basically hooves. Hooves are basically the horse's part of body. It can be it can be foot as well, legs or foots as well. So the sound that comes from horse hooves are sound of hooves. Okay, when the horse walk, there are specific sound that we can hear, and that sound is hoof. Sound of hoof. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Basically, hoof is the horse foot or pavement. What when the horse strike on ground, the sound comes, and that sound is sound of hooves. Now let's see. Comprehension passage. Discuss these terms with your class. Okay, we have discussed these terms: species, extinct, habitat, endangered, sound of hooves. Now let's read out the comprehension passage. Okay. Okay, man's dependence on animals and plants cannot be ignored. We all know that man depends on animals and plants. We eat animals and we eat plants, for example, vegetables and etc. etc. So we are dependent on them. Animals are killed for meat and skin. Trees are cut down for timber and paper plants. Plants are uprooted for food and medicines. Okay, everyone, we need animals for meat and skin, trees to cut down to make a paper or to utilize the timber means wood, and to plants we need for our food and medicine, to make our food and medicine. If we go on using nature as thought, if we use nature okay, here we are. If we use nature as thought, lessly as we have been doing, nothing worthwhile in nature will be left for our posterity. So, if we don't use nature, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, posterity means the future generations. So, what is the sentence? If we go on using nature as thought, अगर हम नेचर को यूज करते रहें लेसली एज वी हैव बीन डूइंग, जैसे हम पहले कर रहे थे उससे ज्यादा कम, नथिंग वर्थवाइल इन नेचर विल बी लेफ्ट फॉर आवर पोस्टेरिटी. मीन्स हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए कुछ भी नहीं बचेगा अगर हम अगर हम नेचुरल सोर्सेस सब यूज कर लेंगे और या उसको वेस्ट कर देंगे. Against this background, many countries have passed protective laws in order to safeguard the wildlife. So, In many countries, they have passed the laws to protect the animals. For example, if we have very few white tigers, like we see one white tiger in a month in jungle, then the government would make a law not to hunt that white tiger. Okay, so this is how they have made a laws to safeguard the wildlife. There are more than 1,200 national parks, wildlife reserves, and similar protected areas throughout the world to ensure that rare wild animals and precious trees are safe from extinction. So we have made the parks, we have made the reserve wildlife reserves where we keep the wild animals that are very less or very endangered. So we keep them over there to make sure that our animals don't get extinct from extinction. One group of animals which have become extinct is dinosaurs. So one group that is extinct now that has been died out are dinosaurs. The record of the rock shows that they died out completely around 100 million years ago. So their fossils show that they have been died out around 100 million years ago. But they did exist that time. The reason for the extinction is not known. However, people guess that this is because of the change in environment. So they told that some people think that some scientists think that the reason of the dinosaurs extinction is that the sudden climate change or change in environment. So the change in environment, the dinosaurs couldn't bear the change in the environment or climate change, so that they all died out. Next page. Now come to next page. This is your next page. Now mountains were born. New mountains were born. The sea overflowed the land. The climate changed with the environment. So the new mountain were born means we discovered new mountains, and sea was overflowed the land that changed the climate. The dinosaur could not adapt themselves to the new environment and as a result perished. They they were finished. They were died out, perished. The saving of certain wild animals from extinction has for many years been a problem for zoologists. The zoologists are those people who study about animals, and other specialists about. But more recently the problem has become so acute and has received so much publicity that most people are now concerned about it. So before, the zoologist and some professionalists used to think about that, how to save the wildlife, but now this topic is very popular among people or among professionals to because they want to save the animals who are going to be extinct soon. Because if the animals, the wildlife is going to be extinct, the future generations they won't be able to survive. So for the survival, we need to protect our wildlife also. This may at first be seen as strange because one of the most gratifying of strict laws to protect wild animals and the consequent decline in the hunting to big game for sport. So now, the according to laws, there is a consequent decline in hunting is found, means the hunting the laws have made people or made the prohibition to hunt in the forest or particular animals to hunt, so they have prohibited it. Why is it that some rare wild animals are still threatened with extinction, and even some of the less rare ones are rapidly declining in number? So, class, why it is happening that the rare wild animals are still threatened with extinction कि जो अभी कुछ animals रह गए हैं जो rare हैं उनको extinction का threat, they are threatened with extinction, and even some of the less rare ones are rapidly declining in number. और जो कम rare हैं जो ज़्यादा common हैं वो भी कम होते जा रहे हैं. One reason is the march of civilization. So this is the one reason. March of civilization means the people are moving from land to forest, means they are going over there and they are trying to make themselves comfortable in the forest and to kill the wildlife to protect themselves. When an area is wholly cleared of vegetation to make room for new towns. So this is march of civilizations means that we cut the forests and we make it a land for making new society or to make new civilizations over there, to make a room for new towns as well, factory sites and hydroelectric plants. So this is the reason the forests are being died, means the forests are dried out, cut out, and the habitat for animals is no more available as it was before. So because some animals live in jungle, if the jungles are vanished, then what will happen, they will move to another forest, and that's why sometimes they might can be died. So the very habitat in danger is also the problem. Okay, the displaced
Okay.
animals must either migrate to another area or perish. Perish means died out. Even the clearing of land for a road or an airfield may involve pushing back the jungle and the smaller the area in which the wild animals compete for a living. The smaller the number which can survive. So less habitat, less survival. Civilizations bring to swift and easy transport and hence assist those who are determined to break the various protective laws. Thieves can elude the game wardens, shoot an elephant for its tusks, or rhinoceros for its horn, or rhinoceros for its horn, or a deer for its meat, and be miles away from the site of the crime before the dead or dying victim is even discovered. It is sad to reflect that the civilization, which can bring so many benefits, here we are, which can bring so many benefits, where I was. So many benefits to people who have previously known only hunger and misery, brings so also facilities for the heartless criminals who, for material gain, slaughter some kinds from the earth forever. So we, in this paragraph, they are saying that because of the criminals, because of the high rate of crimes, people, what do people do? People kill the deers for their meat, people kill the rhinoceros for their horns, people kill many animals for their own use, and they don't think about the laws, and they should be perished or they should be killed or they should be punished. So come to the next page. This would be your homework. This page is your homework, everyone. Present perfect tense is our topic, but this is the answers to the comprehension. अभी जो हमने comprehension पढ़ी है ना, we have to give answers from that comprehension. हमने यहाँ पर answers देने हैं comprehension से. So what is the first question? In what way is man
Excuse me,
dependent
teacher?
on animals and plants? Yes,
हमारे पास तो बुक नहीं है तो हम किस पे करेंगे?
I will share you the pictures. Okay, on WhatsApp group.
Okay.
अगर
In
टीचर व्हाट्सएप
yes,
फिर
what are
में
you
हम लोग
saying?
किस तरह करेंगे?
Huh?
फिर हम लोग किस तरह करेंगे व्हाट्सएप पे?
No, you can just, I will share you pictures. You can write in your rough copy, you can practice it because the paper would be made from this worksheets, means these activity folders. Your papers, we will assess you from these activity folders and you have to prepare it. So आप इसको rough copy पे बस इसका answer समझ सकते हैं, rough copy पे कर सकते हैं. It's up to you, those who don't have booklets.
Okay,
Okay,
miss.
in what way is men dependent on animals and plants? Class, in what ways animals are dependent? Means humans are, man is dependent on animals and plants. The answer was in the first lines. Like man's dependence on animals and plant cannot be ignored. Animals are
Miss,
killed
जब
for
screen
meat.
नहीं नजर आ रही.
Screen, you can't see my screen.
No, miss.
कब से नहीं नजर आ रही?
मिस जब से आपने कहा है ना कि हम आपको स्क्रीन शेयर करें तब से नहीं आ रही.
यस तब से ही नजर आ रही.
यस मिस.
हम
Okay, now.
अब नजर आ रही.
शेयर कब आ गई?
Okay. Answer the questions. In what way is man dependent on animals and plants? We have read the passage. हमने अभी passage पढ़ा है. You will write the reason why man, human, is dependent on animals and plant. The answer, I am just giving you hint. You will find answer proper and you will write it. मैं आपको hint दे रही हूँ. In first line, animals are killed for meats and skin. Trees are cut down for timber and paper. Plants are uprooted for food and medicines. Okay, so this is how the man is dependent on animals and plants.
Animals and plants.
Yes. What steps have some nations taken to protect wildlife? So you will write कौन-कौन से steps ले लिए हैं nation ने wildlife को protect करने के लिए. So against the background, safeguard the wildlife. Okay, this is the answer. In first page, the answer is there are more than 1,200 national parks, wildlife reserves, and similar protected areas throughout the world to ensure that rare wild animals and precious trees are safe for extinction. Okay, so this would be the answer. What is meant by the march of civilization? How does this march threatens wildlife with extinction? So, march of civilization is that the clearing of the land or from forests, from any animals, the clearing of the land for making factories, for making new towns, for making the room for new towns. It would be the answer. You will find in the next page. Page number 2. How has civilizations helped man to break the protective laws? So, civilization means the survival, the urge for hunger, for meat, for benefits. People violate the rules and break the protective laws to feed themselves, okay, to get themselves out, help themselves from poverty. We all know that. Short questions. Attempt on your notebook. These would be, you have to attempt it for your notebook. What do some people think is the reason for the extinction of dinosaurs? डायनासोर्स क्यों खत्म हो गए? बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लाइमेट चेंज. ये भी हमने कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में पढ़ा है. सो यू विल फाइंड आउट द आंसर एंड यू विल राइट इट. व्हाई डू थीव्स किल वाइल्ड एनिमल्स? क्यों वाइल्ड एनिमल्स को किल करते थे? फॉर राइनोसोर्स फॉर देयर हॉर्न्स, द डियर फॉर इट्स मीट, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. यू विल फाइंड द आंसर. व्हाई डज द ऑथर कॉल द मैन हु
शॉर्ट
किल्ड?
क्वेश्चन आंसर है.
हाँ, बस छोटा छोटा आपने
शॉर्ट
आंसर लिखना
क्वेश्चन से
है.
कॉपी पे करना है.
Yes.
ओके.
Why does the author call the man who kills big animals for material gain a heartless criminal? So, the author has called the man who kills the animals for its personal gains, are basically, he calls it heartless criminal because that man will violate all the protective laws, and that man is putting the uh, animals into danger for extinction. What connection is there between the pushing back of jungles and the wild animals? Pushing back of jungles means to clear the jungles, to cut down the all the trees and to make the clearing land, and it is the threaten for wild animals for their habitat. So that was all, everyone. Any questions you
टीचर
can
जो हमने
ask?
अभी पैसेज हमें पढ़ाया
नो
था वो
टीचर.
क्या सेंड व्हाट्सएप पे सेंड कर सकती है?
Yeah, I will share this lecture also with you, and I will share the three pictures with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Let me
Okay.
read.
Now time is over, so
Can I say?
I'll take your leave. Take care.